The people you complain about the most are giving you the most honest feedback you will ever receive. They reveal, with perfect accuracy, the lowest frequency you are willing to tolerate in your life. This video will show you how to read that feedback, not as a judgment, but as a diagnostic tool. And once you understand the invisible math that governs your social world, you'll realize you've been attracting the same patterns for years, just with different faces. Your relationships are a feedback loop. They are the physical printout of your internal state. And you think you choose them based on personality, shared interests, or history. The truth is much more primal. Your nervous system chooses them for you based on a single, invisible metric: resonance. Imagine holding a tuning fork that's vibrating at a specific frequency. When you bring it near another tuning fork, only the ones tuned to the same frequency will start to vibrate with it. All the others remain silent. They are inert. Your internal state, the sum total of your dominant thoughts, beliefs, and emotional set points, is that first tuning fork. The people in your life are the ones who vibrated in response. This is why you can meet someone in a room of 50 people and feel an instant, inexplicable pull. Your nervous systems recognize each other. It's a feeling of familiarity, of home. But here's the uncomfortable part. Your nervous system's definition of home is whatever it's most accustomed to. If you are accustomed to self-criticism, you will feel a strange comfort around people who are critical. You will resonate with them. The people who are calm, centered, and encouraging will feel foreign. They might even feel boring or threatening. Your system has no wiring for them. You haven't practiced their frequency, so you filter them out before you're even consciously aware of it. We call this having chemistry, when really it's just a recognition of compatible programming. But this resonance is built on two very different kinds of currency, and the one you trade in determines your entire social reality. Every human connection is an exchange. We trade energy, attention, and information. This exchange primarily happens in one of two currencies: the currency of problems or the currency of possibilities. Take a mental snapshot of your last 5 significant conversations with your closest friends. What was the dominant topic? Were you dissecting what's wrong, complaining about work, partners, or the state of the world? Were you bonding over shared frustrations, anxieties, and limitations? This is trading in the currency of problems. It feels good. It creates a sense of validation and camaraderie. You feel seen in your struggle. Oxytocin is released when you share vulnerability, and dopamine hits when your friend says, "Me too." It feels like connection, but it's a closed loop. The entire conversation is designed to confirm a reality where things are difficult, unfair, and outside of your control. It reinforces the very state you claim you want to escape. The energy in the room, after the conversation, is lower than when it began. It's a shared sigh. The alternative is trading in the currency of possibilities. These conversations are about what could be. They're about ideas, aspirations, and solutions. When a friend brings up a problem, the response isn't a deeper dive into the problem. The response is, "Okay, what are we going to build?" Or, "What's the first move?" Or, "What does this make possible?" These conversations are generative. They create energy. You leave them feeling lighter, more expanded, more capable than when you started. They are conversations that build worlds instead of just describing the cage. Your vibrational average is simply the ratio between these two currencies in your life. Is your social life a support group for the identity you want to leave behind? Or is it an incubator for the identity you want to step into? The issue is that your brain over time develops a chemical preference for one over the other. And it will defend that preference even at your own expense. This preference becomes your identity. If you consistently trade in the currency of problems, your identity becomes a person who struggles, a realist, someone who's been through a lot. Your brain gets very good at scanning the world for evidence to support this identity. It becomes an expert pattern recognition machine for injustice, frustration, and disappointment. You will find it everywhere, and you will attract people who are running the same pattern recognition software. Your conversations become a constant process of mutual identity confirmation. Every complaint, every drama, every shared outrage is a little vote that says, "Yes, this is who we are. The world is hard, and we are its victims." Now imagine you decide to change. You start a new practice, read a book, and begin shifting your internal state. You start focusing on solutions, on gratitude. You begin trading internally in the currency of possibilities. When you meet your old friends, you are now broadcasting a different signal. You are vibrating at a new frequency. When they start a familiar complaint loop, your nervous system no longer feels at home. It feels draining. The conversation that once felt comforting now feels like static. You might try to inject possibility into the conversation. They might react with skepticism or change the subject back to the familiar problem. They aren't being malicious. You are speaking a language their nervous system isn't wired for. Your new frequency creates dissonance in them. Your growth feels like an unspoken judgment of their stagnation. So they try, subconsciously, to pull you back down to the frequency where connection is familiar. This is the moment most people falter. This is where friendships break and where the path forward suddenly feels terrifyingly lonely. This period of loneliness is the most misunderstood part of personal growth. It feels like punishment. It feels like you've lost something. The reality is that the void is a sign of success. It's the necessary buffer zone while your vibrational average recalibrates. The old connections, based on shared limitations, begin to fall away because the resonance is gone. You're a C sharp in a room of C flats. There is dissonance. The tuning forks no longer hum together, so they drift apart. This drift is usually slow and quiet. Fewer calls, more cancelled plans, a general sense of having less in common. You are shedding a version of yourself, and the people who were attached to that version must, by definition, fall away. Most people cannot tolerate the void. The silence is too loud. The emptiness feels like proof that they've made a mistake. So they retreat. They dial down their own frequency to match the old group again. They re-engage in the gossip, the complaints, the problem-based bonding, just to feel the familiar comfort of connection. And they kill their own expansion in the process. They choose familiar misery over the temporary discomfort of the unknown. The key is to understand that the void is a vacuum, and nature abhors a vacuum. By holding your new frequency, by tolerating the temporary silence, you create an energetic space. This space is a signal to the universe. It's an invitation. And into that space will come the people, opportunities, and circumstances that do resonate with your new frequency. You just have to hold the note long enough for the other tuning forks to hear it. But you can make this process more conscious. You can stop being a passive tuning fork and start becoming the conductor of your own orchestra. And that begins by seeing your current circle as a set of pure data. Stop judging your friends and start analyzing the data they provide. See your social circle as a perfect, real-time diagnostic report of your internal state. For 1 week, become an anthropologist of your own life. After every significant interaction, make a note. What were the dominant themes of the conversation? What was the emotional tone? Did you talk more about the past or the future? Did you leave feeling energized or drained? This is pure, unbiased data about the signal you are currently broadcasting. If 90% of your conversations are about how difficult your boss is, the data point isn't that your boss is difficult. The data point is that you are vibrating at the frequency of disempowered employee. If your conversations are filled with gossip, the data point is that you are deriving a sense of status from the misfortunes of others. The data is never about the other people, it is always about you. This is the most radical form of accountability. It removes all blame. You can't be angry at a mirror for the reflection it shows. You can only change the object being reflected. Your friends are simply reflecting the beliefs you hold, the standards you accept, and the future you secretly expect. They are the living embodiment of your vibrational average. When you see it this way, you can approach it with curiosity instead of resentment. You can thank them silently for the clarity they've provided. Their presence in your life showed you exactly what needed to heal, and the most precise piece of data you can possibly collect comes when you have something good happen to you. The final, clearest test of vibrational alignment is how people react to your good news. Share a win, a small one, a big one. It doesn't matter. Then, watch closely and listen. Do they light up? Do they ask curious questions? Do they genuinely share your joy? Does your success feel to them like a win for the team? This is the sign of true resonance. They are on the frequency of possibility, and your win is just more evidence that possibilities are real. They see your success as a preview of their own. It inspires them. It raises the energy of the entire system. Now, observe the other reaction, the subtle one. The quick congratulations followed by an immediate change of subject, the slight intellectualization of your success, explaining it away with luck or circumstance. Or worse, the silent envy that hangs in the air. The friend who responds to your good news by immediately telling you a story about their own problem, to bring the energy back down to the familiar baseline. This is the clearest signal of a frequency mismatch. Your success is a threat to their identity as someone who struggles. It creates cognitive dissonance, and the system will do anything to resolve that dissonance, either by minimizing your success or by distancing themselves from you. This isn't a character flaw, it's a mechanical incompatibility. They are programmed to bond over problems. You are trying to bond over possibilities. You are trading in different currencies, and that transaction can never clear. Your social circle is a curriculum. It's designed to teach you about yourself, and when you learn the lesson, you graduate. The graduation is often quiet. It's just a silent mutual drifting, because the resonance is gone. The person you are becoming is already searching for you. They are broadcasting a signal. All you have to do is hold your own frequency, get comfortable in the silence, and trust that the tuning forks that are meant for you are already